So it's the first week of school, right? And you're sitting in your 21st century world literature class. And maybe it's the first time in a long time that you've been in person. So my advice for that would just to be open to making new friends in your class because you guys are going to be there for a whole year together and you're going to form a whole new community. So you might as well just be open, be friendly, and just be like happy to be there because it's really a privilege to be able to take a class like this at Shen and just to take classes in general. That's another thing that I really learned this year, especially when I watched the Girl Rising documentary, is to basically just appreciate the opportunity we've been given to have an education and to go to school.
Hello and welcome to 21st Century Lit. My name is Ojit Singh. I graduated last year, and honestly, this is a super fun and easy course. Miss Sauter's a great teacher. She'll help you guys with anything and everything.
Hi everyone, so I'm here to tell you that you should definitely take 21st century world literature. It's definitely one of my favorite classes in all of high school, like throughout the subjects, and it's really made an impact on my life. I think the topics that we cover are topics that are not covered enough at all in high school. We break, we learned about the single story and how to break the single story lots. And the single story is basically a stereotype that's formed around different peoples and cultures based on news media, cultural perspectives, and just like other things that make us have opinions about people without really understanding who that culture is or understanding that everyone's unique in that place. For example, we study Afghanistan and Mexico, and South Africa and Sierra Leone, amongst other places. And we really look at how we, or America, I guess, views those places differently than they actually are. I think, especially with the African countries that we study, which are Sierra Leone and Africa, those are the ones that we go most in depth on. Um, you kind of really begin to understand how diverse a place Africa is and how it's not just like Africa. Like sometimes you hear people refer to a country as Africa. That's not a thing. I don't know. It's kind of annoying. And you begin to understand that, you know, we don't have enough respect for countries, I think. And when you are able to learn about those places, like actually learn about them and learn some new perspectives about those places, albeit not every perspective, but just some new perspectives, you can have a better understanding and appreciation for those cultures and those people, and it makes you just a much better and much more well-rounded person.
Hi, I'm Sasha, and I took 21st Century Lit this year. I really, really enjoyed it. Miss Sauter's just a fun teacher, and I hate reading because I'm dyslexic, and it's just something that I've always hated, but she somehow found a way to make this class fun, and like the books that she picked were interesting. My favorite one was definitely Born a Crime, and I just really liked it because my recommendation is to listen to the audiobook even if you like reading because the person who wrote it, he's the one who's like reading the audiobook, and it's just like you get to hear like his voice, and there's like he speaks in different languages in it, and you just get a whole better understanding of the book reading it from like listening it to it from him because he's the one who lived it and he's the one who read it.
My favorite part of the course is reading the books because the books were really good this year, and I highly recommend reading them because they're actually very interesting and they make the whole course easier rather than just SparkNoting it. Alright guys, my favorite part of the whole course is the vacation project, which like you'll talk about for like weeks at a time, and it's like a huge task, but it's like all worth it to debate in the end and present, and it's super fun.
It's
especially
very
when
fun.
you're passionate about your country.
And especially when you win.
Yeah, like we
us.
both did.
And then we also really like all the discussions, which, as I was saying earlier, read the books because the
They'll help
discussions
in
are
the
actually
discussions.
they're actually very fun if you're engaged and participate and like know what everyone's talking about.
Yeah, and you can like share your opinions and thoughts on everything and get super passionate about the characters.
Yeah, it's like
It's
a little
good
book
time.
club.
And even if you don't like reading,
You will.
You will.
Because
The
I didn't like reading.
I also didn't like reading.
But now I like
but the books
read,
are actually really good.
Yeah, and now I like read like for leisure.
Okay, so advice that we have about the course.
Read the book because it helps
one.
in discussions.
Yeah. and to go along, these kind of like coincide, but also participate in the discussions. Because if you read the book and know what you're talking about, you're gonna get a lot more out of the discussion than if you don't and you just like spark notes, because you'll know the information that happened in the chapter, but like you won't have an opinion about it, and it's hard to like and dislike events and characters if you don't really know what's going on. So like participate and read the
And
books.
also like outside of discussions, just participate anyway, because it makes the class more fun.
Yeah.
For not only you, but your classmates also.
You can talk about whatever in the discussions. Like there are prompts if you need them, but like honestly,
I never even looked at the prompts.
I never looked at the prompts.
So
One time I talked about this guy's hair in a movie. You can literally talk about anything. Give your opinion on a situation. It doesn't have to be like your academic thoughts on everything. Like you can just talk about whatever. And like if you don't have anyone to start the discussion, think of something to start with and just like go
just start
for
it yourself.
Take action.
So my advice for you to make the most out of this course is to actually do all of the bonus assignments and all of the extra stuff. So like if we have a creative project, go all out and try to be creative and create something that you're proud of and that you put a lot of time and effort into. I know that I liked using this class as a way to procrastinate off my other classes because I knew that I could always enjoy doing my 21st century oral literature projects. Another thing is to like if there are bonus things like cultural presentations, I would totally like go all out with trying to find out more about your culture, make food for everyone and do the presentations. And also like if there are extra book clubs or something, like we read Homegoing this year, and then we had our own little book circle, even over Google Meet. It was super fun. So I can imagine that whatever you guys are going to be doing next year will be 10 times more fun. So I would just take advantage of all those little opportunities that you get to really express yourself and to go above and beyond in the class.
I know a lot of you as 10th or 11th graders are probably concerned about taking the hardest classes, like all the AP classes, all the honors classes possible. And as of right now, 21st Century is not the AP or honors class, it's just like a regular class. But I think it's so much more important to take classes that have actual meaning to you, just like life advice. Do things for you because it'll make you a better person and it'll lend to your personal growth and development and make you a better person overall. Like, don't do things just for the label. It won't make your life better. And if you do it just like try and get into college or career, or you're like 15, 16, it's not worth it, like do things that make you better. Don't do things because you think it will just look good on paper. Colleges do not care. Like most of my friends are going to college, and if they're not going to college, they're going to do some kind of crazy thing like go on a trip or start their own business or something. And we're fine. We took a bunch of Regents classes. Like I took like Regents US history and some other Regents classes, along with like taking a lot of AP classes and everything. And I got into 6 out of 7 colleges that I applied for, and the only one I didn't get into was an Ivy League. So don't be deterred by that. Like what 21st Century has given me is so much more than like any class, like honors or AP class, could have given me, because it's made me a better person and it's encouraged me to learn more about other people and more about the world. So I highly recommend taking this class, because if you want to pursue that better version of yourself and be encouraged and have a structure in which to learn about other people, this is the place to do it.
My favorite project definitely has to be the vacation project. It was just, the research was fun. It was a research project, which usually I don't really like, but like it was fun stuff, like places. It was fun. The presentation was a little nerve-wracking, but we all got through it, and it was just fun to have some like friendly competition. I also really liked the project that we did at the end of the distance between us, because we got to make a project based off of it, but we got to pick like how, like what we want to do. Like I did a podcast, and like we could do it with like a partner, and that was just like, it was just good because like you got to like it was like a creative outlet, and you got to like discuss the book in the way that you choose, which I like, because it was like more creativity and like more individual thought on it.
This is an English course, so you do like with all the reading and stuff, your reading skills improve, And also, like, all the discussions and stuff, I feel like your public speaking and, like, just, like, talking in general, your skills improve. And also, the reading, your vocab, all that fun jazz. And then there's also the journals that, those improve your writing. And so your writing improves a lot because you do have multiple
Research paper, memoir.
papers. Yeah, the vacation research paper, that's a lot of writing. But it improves your skills because it's, like, research and stuff like that. And also you have to take a lot of notes, and I think it improves your note-taking skills because you, like, actually, like, take notes on, like, important things and not just, like, everything everyone is saying. So it's like, so yeah.
And all that's happening while you're having a good time also. So
It's
not like
all fun.
it's not like, oh, you're improving your reading, but it's all boring and you're like sitting there and it's a snooze
Okay,
fest.
yeah, but the
It's a good
books,
time.
okay, as I said before, the books are interesting.
The books are interesting.
Read the
Read
books.
All right, guys. The second thing we learned from this course is I think it just gave us a greater perspective in general as a whole. Because during discussions you got to hear opposing viewpoints. You got to hear other people's opinions, and even in all the memoirs and books we read about situations that we hadn't necessarily heard of and the hardships that people went through in their lives. And it just gave you, I don't know, like a different outlook on life, and like
Yeah.
it makes you realize your privilege.
It makes you
Which
appreciate
is great.
what we have now. And you don't have a single story of the world anymore.
Overall, you're in the right place. Like this is the best possible
class.
course you can take. I'm not just saying this because Miss Sarah is gonna watch the video. I genuinely had friends who were like, guys, I've heard such great things about 21st century. Like I wish I took it this year. Even if you're used to taking honors classes and you took this, it's your regular course. You're not gonna regret it.
Yeah. Also, it's
so
your
good.
senior year. Freaking take a fun course.
I just-
like, oh my gosh.
I was stressed because I was like, oh, I'm not taking an honors course. But it was worth it. It's so
it is.
It's so fun.
I think that's good. Also, the books are great. Honestly, all three of them. Hopefully, they don't change for you guys. But A Long Way Gone, my favorite book personally. It was super fast paced, nothing like the school books that we normally read, and it was honestly a good time. Especially with like the assignments and stuff we do. Miss Sauter tries to keep it fun and bouncy, and a couple seminars. I know public speaking or whatever, it gets kind of difficult. But it's fun. It honestly is. You really get to like know your whole class, and everyone becomes friends. To be honest. Speaking of friends, there's this one assignment, my favorite. It was the vacation project. So it's when it's like you can get like a couple of your friends and stuff, and you guys compete based on like this place that you have, like a vacation spot. And you're supposed to like defend it and like debate about it. It's honestly one of the best assignments. Any advice for you guys? I feel like time management is something that's really key, which ties in with just, keeping on top of your assignments and stuff like that. Just because you guys are, hopefully, I think, right? Most of you will be seniors. So senioritis will hit. It'll hit hard. You know how it is, man. But just do a little bit every day so you don't have to deal with, will I graduate, stuff like that. Because English is a course that you guys need to pass to graduate. So, you definitely don't want to mess this one up.
Also, the class itself, like day to day, is honestly just so much fun and so interesting. If you have Miss Sauter this year, or if you take 21st Century, which I highly recommend, you'll have her next year. We do these things called humanity checks at the beginning of class, and so it's just like a fun time checking on each other, see how we're doing. Not necessarily educational, but still a great way to kind of check in on yourself and make sure everyone's doing okay, and if you're not, support each other. And we just do other interesting things. Like there's this one thing that we studied. It was just like a one-day thing, not a unit or anything. It was an art exhibit called Where Children Sleep, and it was this artist went around and took pictures of the bedrooms, basically, of kids around the world. And there were some kids who were living in these gorgeous, like humongous rooms, like professionally designed, gorgeous furniture, way more stuff than any single kid would ever need. And then there are also kids living in literal dumps with, just like a rag to sleep on. There's another kid who just like had a mattress on the side of the road. And just the stories that these pictures told was hugely impactful to me. I think that was definitely an incredibly interesting read in this course.
So I can't really pick a favorite book because I can tell you that there is something to look forward to with every single book that we read. I know that I really loved, there's like a different part of every book I love, from A Long Way Gone, The Distance Between Us, The Kite Runner, Born a Crime, and just like every single unit we do, like if it's the vacation project unit, globalization unit, or the how the environment shapes you unit where we watch a bunch of documentaries, there's always something that I loved about every single one of them, and so that's why I love this class so much.
But yeah, this class is really fun and it's not super hard at all. Like at all. As long as you like put in the work, go to class, do the discussions, do your notebooks and your journals, you'll be fine.
And if you are struggling, I strongly recommend talking to Miss Sauter. She will help you with everything. Even if you think she doesn't like you, trust me, she likes you. She's got you. She's got your back. Stuff that I learned from the course. I learned Mrs. Sauter might have a little bit of an obsession with Ishmael Bea in the nicest way.
We also watched, there's a unit, usually in January to February, where we study these different, not study, we watch these different movies. And one of the ones that I personally thought was really good is called Babies. I know not many other people liked it, so I hope they don't, Miss Sauter doesn't get rid of it, but it's really interesting how you watch, like these different kids grow up around the world and kind of see how everyone's experience is different. And that really gave me a better understanding of like my place in the world and privilege and what that means to me. So I think when you're able to better understand who you are in respect to other people and who you are in this world, that really does something to kind of help you in your own personal journey of answering the questions of who am I, where am I going, what am I going to do, which are really some of the biggest questions of high school. So I think anything that you can do to encourage your growth in this field is beneficial. And definitely taking 21st century world literature helps with that. So highly recommend it because of that. And the community that you form in the class is really interesting just because of all the very in-depth conversations that you have, and everyone seems to just really enjoy it. So there's literally no reason you should not take this class. Like, this class is for everyone. And I really hope that you take it because it has honestly been one of the best experiences of my high school career, and I'm really going to miss it. So please take 21st century world literature. I know I've been saying that a lot, but please take it because it's just so interesting, and um, will really broaden your horizons and open up your life to so many new possibilities. So, yeah.
It's such a fun course, and we're not just saying that. We like genuinely mean it.
Yeah, we took the course. We had a good time.
I've always been really bad at English. It's always been my worst subject. And I genuinely look forward to this, starting my day with this course every week.
Every Tuesday and Friday. Sometimes Wednesday.
All right.
Also, our last remarks. 21st century is fab. Euless.
No, school ain't that serious. Just, stay on top of your assignments, do your work, and have fun, man. Alrighty. Have a great year, yo.
I hope you guys have a wonderful year. Please do take advantage of this class. Have food parties, have dance parties, form a community. You won't regret it. This was one of my favorite classes, if not my favorite, and definitely my favorite English class I've ever taken in high school. And I hope that you guys love it as much as we did.